Hello everybody. I've been doing all this talking about guppy tubs and guppy filters or guppy tub filters and all that. Let's talk about the guppies I am for sure putting outside. Now, I just made that great big enclosure, and I'm going to try to extend the seasons on those, but that don't mean that's all I can do. I'm going to have an AP 100 air pump out there, and I'll be able to run several more 100-gallon tubs if I so choose to do so that are strictly seasonal. So we'll see. I haven't, but for the tubs I'm going to try to extend the season with, I'm going to talk my Panda guppies. And this is their main tank that I've had them in for a while now. 29-gallon tank. These are my favorite line. And other people like them too, so should be able to sell some. But this is my personal favorite. So what I did, I had this once this colony was established, and it's still not booming, but it's established. It's doing pretty good. It's like I'm going to take a trio and start in another tank that wasn't being productive. This 20 long I have here on the floor. I took my two best looking females in their prime back then, and my best male, and I went and there's the other female right there. Looks like she might be in labor or something, standing perfectly still. Anyway, I put that trio in here, and they just started dropping fry like crazy. And then I looked and saw there's a bunch of little new ones in there, like last week. So these are probably about a week old. And the fry that were in there were getting to be the size even though these guys don't really go after fry too bad. These adults I haven't seen, this male and these two females. I've never even seen chase one. So then I had another line that wasn't being productive. My midnight blue moss cows, as awesome as they are, and they would be a good popular line to have, even if they were being productive, but they're not being productive. I only ever see a few fry in there. I don't know the explanations. I'm not sure. I'm sure it has something to do with my internal parasite problem I had back in the summer that I finally beat with fenbendazole, and it left the female sterile. Or if it was the fenbendazole that sterilized them, it could have, or a combination of any of the above. So some of my lines just, I don't know, crazy. So what I did with the older fry in here, the midnight blue moss cows got relegated back to their 20-gallon on the floor. Since they were not being terribly productive, and all the older fry come to live in here. Started another Panda guppy tank. I'm Panda guppy obsessed, and they're productive. I mean, who don't want to make more guppies? And if they happen to be your most favorite one, and why the heck not? So I gotta have at least, I want to at least make some available to you guys on my website, markshellyaquatics.com, but I'm probably gonna end up being stingy. And keeping most of them to put outside in one of them tubs. I ain't gonna put a whole bunch out there right off the get-go, but I'll probably get some of my adults out of my 29 gallon. Get some adults in their prime. That 29 gallon would probably be like my selected, when I select my breeders and try to make more in other tubs. So there's the Panda Guppies. Panda Guppies for the outside tubs. Let's see if... I thought that was a dead plug at first, but it's just a rock with some staghorn algae. This thing has a little bit of algae problem, but I haven't really hit it hard, and I just let things balance itself out. And I try to keep my stem plates trimmed to where they're not at the water surface. So look how this mat of pilomoss in this tank has grown. It looks like a green afro, and it has like, it's growing differently and denser and thicker when it's right underneath the light, and it's got little, you can see little tufts of that algae in there. That's pretty awesome. Pretty cool in this tank. So yeah, middle of the week, made a video. I gotta enjoy my last few, might be the writing's on the wall. I'm going to be back to living on the road again for work for probably the rest of the year. So I'm just doing what I like to do, talking about my fish tanks. Not really a video about anything other than the Panda Guppies, and I've been sidetracked like I tend to get. And then we also have, we'll talk about these guys. Now, I talked about having auxiliary, like just strictly seasonal tubs, because I can have enough air and enough space. They look like they're about to drop. I've had one in a breeder basket for probably 3 weeks now, and nothing. So I don't know what's going on with these guys, but they look amazing. These are the full reds I got from Valley Fish. So these would definitely be a candidate, but not on the for sure list. So there's the pond filters. Wait for me to hook them up outside. And there is the AP 100 pump with a fresh rebuild in it. Ready to power some guppy tubs. And so here's the other ones going outside for sure. What I've done with these guys, I just switched tons of fry over because there's a new batch of fry. This is their fry tank. There's a new great big batch of fry, and I still didn't catch them all. There's still more. There's a great big huge batch. So what I've been doing is I selected, I think it was in the late summer, early fall. I selected my absolute very best male and 3 of my best female. My 3 very best, well, probably my only good 3 females to be honest, but my 3 best females. And I've been collecting fry. Well, my 1 male died, and I got another one. I put another one in there, and he turned into an old man. Like, he was just like perfect peak prime month of his whole life. Kind of like a few of these guys. Not old, still young and vibrant, full size. Well, not full size, but the peak of their beauty. And then he turned into an old man in like a month. So then I got a young one that hadn't quite reached his peak, but was really, really looking good. So they're in there. And then I did lose one of the females, and I've not had a female grow up to be good enough yet. So I'm being real picky with these guys. But these results are just from being super strict colony breeding. And that's what these are. And I've never I never separated the tanks, and I'm really actually doing real guppy breeding, not just buying guppies and making more. I'm trying to make this line up what I want it to look like. I'm not trying to do no guppy contest, but take these, have these guys 4 years and just let them go wild for the first year or so. Then that one was looking cool, even though his tail was. That one needs taken out, but I left it in for the body color, but we'll probably take him out. That's a different looking one. They need to be in the right light. But these will be the other for sure ones outside. But I'm really, really excited all these youngsters in here, because that looks like that's going to be a good female. I need to catch her out, put her with a really nice boy, which is right here, of course. And that's look how fat that female, that's the one that just dropped all those fry. See how nick out of her tail. That's the old man, and that was his replacement. See if we can get him to swim underneath the light. Come on, guys. Swim underneath the light so we can see. This guy's a stunner. And this tank don't have nearly as good of a light, so getting his body colors to show up. But he is, I'm really happy with him. And he's the one I put in his prime. So there's only one female in there now, but I have another one in the drop box. I realize I probably should separate the fry to do it all the way right, but anyway, these are the ones that are going out in the pond. I don't know about, I'm not going to put my actual breeders out there, but I'm going to put a bunch of those fry. They're just starting to color up out there. And by the time September rolls around, there'll be great, big, huge, fat mamas dropping 50 plus. So there you have it. It's going to be the pandas and the red mosaics for sure, and then we'll see what else. I'm sure there'll be more. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.